What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel. And since my last update on here, we have had that away match against Brann, and we have had quite an interesting press conference with Kavanagh, Stewart and Thirlwell. I did speak about these at the time over on my other socials, so if you are interested in keeping up to date with that, check them out in the description below. But starting off with Danny Röhl, or Danny Röhl, I believe is the correct pronunciation. And so far what I've seen of the guy, obviously not too much to judge, but the way he's acted, the way he's conducted himself, I'm really behind him so far. The performance itself against Brann, where of course everybody knows it, we looked like lost kids playing out there with zero interest in actually fighting for our badge, which is something that needs to be addressed in itself. And Danny obviously has a momentous task in front of him, getting something out of this squad. But the way he conducted himself again in the interviews, coming over to the fans, actually taking time individually, shaking hands with the away end, taking his time, apologising when really he shouldn't be apologising for anything. He was only just in the door. I don't think you'll find many people at all pointing the finger at him after that performance. But then the exact same in the airport, where again, I'm sure a lot of you have seen by now the video of fans having a go at Thirlwell and Stewart in the airport, and Danny again, the one over apologising to the fans, saying that he knows how to fix this. And that leads us on to the press conference, where although Kavanagh admitted the mistakes of Thirlwell and Stewart, said that he is still fully behind them, and did admit to being worried at the scale of the negativity coming up towards him. But he says he hopes that his words, the capital he has invested, and his actions will prove enough that he loves the club. He did also say the club would be prepared to invest behind Danny in January. He did admit that the squad is too heavy on loans, and he specifically called out the left back position, saying that we do not have enough cover there. They all sat there together and they all admitted that they thought they knew how big the club was, but none of them really understood. Until you're in, living and breathing the club, you just do not understand the scale and the size of Glasgow Rangers. Thirlwell at that point as well, still talking about he believes that there's value in the British market for Rangers to get players, where of course you sign wonderful players so far anyway, like Chermity for over £8 million, where in his words he thought that you have to go and get these types of players early, or else they get too high in value and you can't get them, because he believes we're going to be selling him for a lot more in the future. And yeah, not too sure about that one. And if that's the type of calibre that he's bringing in, spending that type of money, I mean, we all know by this point he should not be trusted to spend another penny at this club. Sure, when we head off to Ibrox today, we'll still see plenty of anti-Thirlwell, anti-Stewart banners around the place, because I really don't think a lot of the Rangers fans are going to settle until those are out of this club, because we fear having people like them in and around and making important decisions that we are never going to get back to where we should be. But anyway, I've ranted on enough now. Let's head off to Ibrox. Let me know your thoughts in the past week down in the comments, and hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Just in the Loudon watching the end of that game there, and there was a time that a result like that would have us absolutely buzzing, but well, our position, we're not in much of a place to be laughing at anybody right now, but much rather Hearts than them anyway. Oh, what a day for it. I'm so glad I'm not in the house watching the Classico instead. And we're in our Scrana choice, Scotch pie. Interesting changes with the team. You've got Jigger, Rothwell, Moore, Antman and Chermity coming out. Looking like two up top today, or whether Biowski plays on one of the wings, we will see, but don't mind seeing those sorts of changes.
so to mark the passing of all men and women who've lost their life defending our country.
Somebody cheer up there.
Give us one weekend not being ruined, Rangers. I need to work this formation out here. It looks as if that's your back three there, Tavlin the right hand side of it. Nagoma more the left mid, Gassama playing your right mid, and the rest of it takes care of itself with two strikers up front. But interesting, Danny trying things.
There's a few people watching the classic all day.
Nice to see a inviting ball in from start there.
That's our one night.
Here as Clancy is being Clancy. So far Rangers all the possession in this first half, but not able to kill the game off yet. And this is a danger.
That is the danger indeed, as we were saying.
Danny boy. Fucking pain. Oh, dear me.
Welcome to Scottish football, that is.
How can it be offside if he's kicked the ball off him?
How can it be outside?
I mean, I really think you can see that one back, but initially my first thought is the keeper's kicked it off else, but we'll see.
Go for that keeper.
Now, a lot of us have seen his free kick for Canada. Maybe his chance to show it. Not quite the same quality. Aye, that describes it. You're only a half-time sub, and to be fair, Miovski was quite quiet. Passing for Danilo. That lovely little header and off the post. Max Sermon's about to come on here as well. I hope he's feeling okay, not shaking too much on that sideline before coming on. Not quite get the acrobatics on point now. Fantastic again. It's actually a funny feeling here coming into these last 10 minutes with a 2-goal cushion. It's weird, I've not felt that in quite a while. I think he's offside, yeah, he did look offside. Sorry Rafton, as much as I love you, I believe that was offside. taking longer to check than I thought, but
Just here.
who's coming out here has waited well over, feels like 2 minutes here for these lines or whatever to be drawn. Oh, man. We know what you are! We know what you are! Oh, that was him. That would cheat him up, that would speed him up. Right. Well, as we hit our 90th minute here, certainly not the finished product, but certainly a whole lot better than that last performance. But to be fair, it couldn't get worse. But it can get better, let's see. And that's going to be all for this one. For the next game against Hibs, I'm going to be watching it in one of the Rangers bars abroad. So the next video on the channel will be against Celtic in that semi-final.